At 61, most people around her believed life had slowed forever. Her mornings were quiet, her knees ached, her mirror showed silver hair and tired eyes. Everyone called her grandmother, as if that word meant the end of dreams. Her name was Eleanor. Eleanor lived in a small town where time felt frozen. She woke up early every day to make tea, fed the birds, watched the road outside her window. Cars passed, people hurried, life moved on without asking her. Her children were grown, her husband had passed away years ago. Her grandchildren visited on weekends. They loved her stories, they loved her food, but nobody asked her about her dreams because no one believed she still had any. Eleanor believed it herself, until one morning changed everything. That morning, she was sitting on a wooden bench in the park, the same park she visited every day for walking slowly with her cane. She watched runners pass by, young people, strong legs, fast breath, determined faces. She smiled sadly. She whispered to herself, "I used to run when I was young." She remembered her youth, running barefoot on grass, laughing without pain, moving without fear. A runner stopped near the bench, a woman, maybe in her 40s, sweaty, smiling, confident. She said, "Good morning." Eleanor replied softly, "Good morning, dear." The woman looked at her kindly. "You come here every day?" Eleanor nodded. "I like watching life move." The woman laughed. "You could move with it." Eleanor smiled but said nothing. That sentence stayed with her all day. You could move with it. That night, Eleanor could not sleep. Her legs hurt, her back hurt, but her mind was awake. She imagined herself running. Not fast, not perfect, just moving. She laughed quietly in the dark. A grandmother running. Impossible! Or maybe not. The next morning, she stood in front of the mirror. She looked at her old running shoes. They were buried in a box for years. Dust covered them. She picked them up. Her hands shook. She sat on the bed, tied the laces slowly. Each knot felt like a promise. She stepped outside. The air was cool. The road was empty. She walked first, slowly, carefully. Her heart beat faster. Not from running, from fear. She whispered, "Just one step, then another." She tried to jog, only a few seconds. Pain rushed through her knees. She stopped immediately. Tears filled her eyes. Her body felt weak, heavy, old. She almost gave up right there. But something inside her refused. She walked home slowly. Every step hurt, but her heart felt strangely alive. That evening, her daughter called. "How was your day, Mom?" Eleanor paused. "I went to the park." "Same as always," the daughter said. Eleanor smiled. "Not the same." She did not explain. The next day, she went again. This time, she walked longer, jogged for 5 seconds, stopped, breathed, smiled. Day after day, pain came, doubt came, fear came, but she kept going. Neighbors laughed quietly. What is she doing? Some shook their heads. At this age? Her grandchildren giggled. "Grandma, are you training for the Olympics?" Eleanor laughed with them. "Maybe." Weeks passed. Her body resisted, but slowly changed. Her breathing improved. Her steps became lighter. Her confidence grew. She started waking up excited, not tired. She searched online, how to train for running at old age. She read stories, she watched videos, she listened to her body. No coach, no gym, no shortcuts, only discipline. She marked days on a calendar. Walk, jog, rest. Every small success felt huge. One morning, she jogged for 1 full minute. She stopped, hands on knees, heart pounding. She cried, not from pain, from pride. She whispered, "I am doing it." Months later, she saw a poster in the park. City Marathon, all ages welcome. She stared at it for a long time. A marathon, 42 kilometers. She laughed loudly, then stopped. Her heart whispered, "Why not?" She tore a small piece of paper from her bag, wrote the date. That night, Eleanor stood again in front of the mirror. Silver hair, wrinkled face, strong eyes. She said out loud, "I will run." Fear tried to stop her. "You are too old, too slow, too weak." She answered calmly, "I am still here." And that was the moment when Eleanor decided age would no longer decide her limits. Eleanor's training became the center of her days. She woke up before sunrise, stretched slowly, listened to her breathing, checked her knees, checked her heart, then stepped outside. The streets were quiet, the sky soft and pale. She walked first, always walked, then jogged. Some days her body cooperated, some days it refused. On bad days, her legs felt like stone. Her chest tightened. Fear whispered, "Stop." She stopped. She rested. She did not quit. She learned the difference. There were mornings when she barely moved. She sat on the park bench again, watching others run. But this time she did not feel small. She felt patient. Patience became her strength. She started carrying a small notebook. She wrote everything: how far she walked, how long she jogged, how she felt: tired, proud, afraid, hopeful. Her body slowly trusted her. Her jogging time increased. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. She celebrated silently. No music, no cheering, only her breath and footsteps. One morning, her neighbor called out, "Eleanor, what are you doing so early?" "Training," she said. "Training for what?" the neighbor laughed. Eleanor smiled. "For myself." The laughter faded. Her daughter noticed changes. "You look happier, Mom." Eleanor nodded. "I am." She did not tell her about the marathon yet. She wanted to be sure. At 61, doubt comes easily. Belief takes work. Her knees swelled sometimes. She iced them, rested, researched exercises. She learned about strength training from videos, simple movements, wall squats, leg lifts, balance drills. Her living room became her gym. Some days she felt foolish, a grandmother lifting her own body weight, but she kept going. Rain came, cold mornings came, lonely evenings came. She went anyway. There were moments she wanted to quit, especially one morning when pain shot through her ankle. She sat on the curb, breathing hard. People passed. No one noticed. She whispered, "Maybe this is enough." Her eyes fell on her running shoes, worn, dirty, faithful. She remembered the mirror, the promise. She stood up, walked home slowly. She rested for days, not quitting, recovering. That was another lesson. Rest is not weakness. Weeks turned into months. Eleanor could now jog for 20 minutes, sometimes 30. She felt powerful. Not young, powerful. Her grandchildren started asking questions. "Grandma, can we come with you?" She laughed. "Only walking." They held her hands, their steps light, their laughter loud. They told everyone, "Our grandma is a runner." The word runner warmed her heart. One evening, she finally told her daughter, "I'm training for a marathon." Silence filled the room. "A marathon?" the daughter said slowly. "Yes." "Mom, that is dangerous." Eleanor nodded. "I know." "Then why?" Eleanor looked at her hands. "Because I want to know what I can still do." Her daughter hugged her tightly. "Just promise you'll be careful." "I promise." The marathon date came closer. Eleanor increased distance slowly. 5 kilometers, 7, 10. Each distance felt like a mountain. She started imagining the finish line. Crowds, applause, tears. Then fear returned. What if I fail? What if I collapse? What if people laugh? She faced fear the way she faced pain, one step at a time. One evening, she returned home exhausted. She sat on the bed, staring at the wall. Her body trembled. Her mind screamed, "Stop!" She closed her eyes. She saw the woman in the park. You could move with it. She smiled weakly. I am moving, and nothing would stop her now. The closer the marathon came, the heavier Eleanor's heart felt. Training was no longer exciting. It was serious. Every run carried a question. Can I really do this? Her body was stronger, but her mind fought harder. She started waking up at night, heart racing, imagining crowds, imagining pain, imagining failure. Some mornings she stayed in bed longer, staring at the ceiling. Fear had found its way in. At the park, she noticed Eleanor moved with the crowd at the start. Slow, careful, focused. The road stretched ahead like a promise and a threat. She reminded herself, do not rush. Her feet found rhythm. Step, breath, step. The first kilometers felt gentle, almost kind. People passed her. She let them go. She was not racing them. She was racing time and doubt. Spectators lined the streets, clapping, cheering. Some shouted her name from the number. Go, Eleanor! She smiled. Her heart felt full. By the 10th kilometer, her legs warmed, her breathing steadied. She felt strong. She thought, maybe I can do this. But marathons are honest. They reveal everything. At 15 kilometers, pain arrived quietly. Her knees protested, her hips tightened. She slowed down. She remembered her training. Pain does not mean stop, it means listen. She adjusted her pace, shorter steps, softer landings. She drank water slowly. By 20 kilometers, fatigue wrapped around her body. Her shoulders dropped, her back ached. She saw runners sitting on curbs, some stretching, some crying. Fear returned. She whispered, keep going. At the halfway mark, she stopped briefly, hands on knees, eyes closed. A volunteer asked, are you okay? She nodded, yes. She was not sure. She moved again. The road felt longer now. Her mind played tricks. You have already proven enough. You can stop. She answered, not yet. At 25 kilometers, her legs felt heavy, like carrying years instead of muscles. Memories surfaced. Her husband, his smile, his illness, the hospital room. Tears came. She ran through them. At 30 kilometers, her body screamed. Every step burned, her breathing ragged. She slowed to a walk. Runners passed. Some encouraged her. You got this. She nodded weakly. Her vision blurred. She thought of quitting for the first time seriously. No one would judge her. Then she heard a familiar voice. Grandma! She turned her head. Her grandchildren stood behind a barrier, waving, smiling, jumping. Her daughter stood beside them, eyes shining. Something inside Eleanor rose. Not strength, purpose. She lifted her head. She straightened her back. She started moving again. Not running, moving. Each step hurt, but each step mattered. 35 kilometers. Time disappeared. There was only breath, pain, will. She stopped counting distance. She counted steps. 1, 2, 3. She whispered names. For her family, for herself. The final kilometers felt endless. Her body begged. Her mind answered, just one more step, and then another, and another. She saw the finish banner far ahead. She could not believe it. Tears streamed freely now. The crowd grew louder. Her heart pounded, not from speed, from emotion. She moved forward, closer, closer. The finish line stood in front of Eleanor, bright, loud, alive. She could hear cheers, but they sounded far away. Her legs barely lifted, her body shook, but she was still moving. Every step carried 61 years of loss, of love, of survival. She crossed the line. Time stopped. Then everything broke open. Applause exploded. People clapped. Strangers cheered. Eleanor stopped moving. She stood there, breathing hard, crying freely. A volunteer placed a medal around her neck. She touched it, as if it might disappear. She laughed, then cried again. Her grandchildren reached her first, wrapped her in arms. "You did it, Mom!" Eleanor whispered, "I finished." Her grandchildren hugged her legs. "Our grandma is a marathon runner." Those words changed her forever. She was guided to a chair, water in her hands, blanket on her shoulders. Pain flooded her body, but pride stood taller. She looked at the medal again. It was not gold, but it was everything. People came to congratulate her. "You are inspiring. You are amazing." Eleanor smiled shyly. She did not feel amazing. She felt honest. Later that evening, she returned home, slow, exhausted. She stood in front of the mirror. Same silver hair, same wrinkles, but different eyes. Strong, fearless, alive. She whispered, "I moved with life." From that day, Eleanor never stopped moving. She did not run marathons again, but she walked proudly. She spoke at community events, told her story. Age does not end dreams. It reveals courage. At 61, she became more than a grandmother. She became proof that it is never too late to begin.